welcome back to another segment of Marriage Monsters. This week, we're going to talk to you guys about comparisons. That is such a huge deal, especially in our generation.
Yep.
So many people want to compare themselves to that person, this couple,
Yep.
and things of that nature. So, babe, if you don't mind, why do you think it's such a huge deal on the negative side that people compare?
On the negative side, well, first off, I want to say that you should never compare, okay? Theodore Roosevelt, he says that comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not about anyone stealing my joy. I don't know about you, but that's not for me. Okay, so, you know, when you compare, that kind of puts in negative energy, you know, because you never know what someone else really has going on behind closed doors, right? So that's why you never want to compare, because what it seems like from the outside looking in may not be what it really is on the outside, or in the inside, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So definitely watch what you're comparing yourself to. Okay,
right?
You compare yourself to the Christ. So that's the number one thing you should compare yourself to. Okay,
exactly.
I want to
like
be more
Christ.
like Christ. Husband want to be more like Christ. Wife want to be more like Christ, and obviously that's a duo that can't be broken. We heard this past week, Pastor Jerry Snyder mentioned. He said this, and I thought it was so key. He said sometimes the enemy can see your future before you can. Okay, so as far as the monsters or the attacks that the enemy is going to throw at your marriage, they're only coming because he sees that your marriage may lead someone else to the promised land, so to speak, or it may lead someone else out of bondage and this and that. So understand, Monique and I, we're here today to kind of give you guys a little nugget, so to speak, on how to overcome those demons or those monsters. That's what we talked about in the first video. So I want to go into something. The Bible verse, Exodus chapter 20, verse 17. If you guys remember when you guys were younger, we talked about the 10 Commandments and things like that. God spoke to Moses and gave him 10 Commandments. And one of those commandments was actually about coveting. And let me get to it real quick. Exodus chapter 20, verse 17. If you guys are following me, I'm going to read it, and it's pretty powerful. I was reading a couple of days ago. It says here, you should not covet your neighbor's wife. You should not cover your neighbor's, you should not cover your neighbor's house. You should not cover your neighbor's wife, or his male or female servant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Okay? So here's what I want to say. Okay, just because he or she is not married does not mean there are not anyone's spouse at the moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
It said don't cover someone's wife. Well, okay, well, she's single, I can cover her. No. Because he or she is going to be someone's spouse in the future.
God already has someone placed for them. He just hasn't found her yet.
Absolutely. Great. So, like, and truth be told, this is just a kind of personal. When I met Monique, I didn't covet Monique. Okay, we just kind of met cordially. We talked. I'm like, she's cool.
He didn't think nothing of me, y'all.
Yeah, but now I think everything of her. Right? I think everything of her. But so in certain situations, when God has a spouse or a mate for you, just let it flow. I mean, that's my recommendation. But yeah, like I said, don't covet someone's wife. Don't covet your neighbor's, anything your neighbor has. Don't compare.
His ox or his donkey.
Exactly. Don't compare. Don't be like, oh man, I want that car. Oh man, I want them. Oh man, I want that body or whatever. I want those abs, that chest. Whatever. Don't covet. I mean,
because that's not what God's purpose for you. You know, He didn't have. Right now, I mean, God, He does want the best for you, right? But at that certain moment or whatever, that's not His plan. You know, God has everything, you know, in order for you in your life, right? So that's why you don't want to compare, because it's you know, like, okay, so something personal. We don't have kids yet. We want kids so bad, right?
So bad.
And sometimes, you know, just me personally, I don't know if He's got it out of His heart yet, but whenever we find out, you know, someone else is pregnant, like in our circle, you know, we may be like, oh, really? Like, what's going on with us? Like, what's the problem? But, you know, we have realized that it's just not our time yet. You know, this is not, God is working something greater for us. You know, for whenever we do have kids, we can give them the best. You know, we can have so much wisdom to be able to teach them and to, you know, flow into them. So, you know, we just got to walk our own path, you know, stay on God's path for you.
Great. That's awesome, babe. And think about it like this. Anytime you get to comparing yourself to XYZ relationship, what you're doing, you're taking away from your relationship, right? You can't expect to a blessed relationship if you're always comparing yourself to others.
Right.
Okay, if you're always looking over there, you can't see what you already have.
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to encourage you guys that, hey, take some time to actually analyze what does your relationship or your marriage bring to the table,
exactly.
and what can we build on rather than, oh, I want that from that person, because again, you can't expect a blessed relationship if you're always doing that.
Exactly. You got to be grateful for what you have.
Absolutely. So comparing is of the enemy, right? Comparing yourself to someone else's relationship is going to tear you guys down. So I want to encourage you guys, don't do it. Okay. Yep. So baby, what else you got?
I have a scripture from the Bible.
Oh.
It's Galatians 6:4-5. Okay. It reads, "Each of you must examine your own actions. Then you can be proud of your own accomplishments without comparing yourself to others. Assume your own responsibility." Okay, and that just goes back to what we were saying. You know, be grateful for what you have. You know, be proud of the accomplishments that you've gotten this far, right? Because you know, like I said, God, He wants greater for you. There's going to be so many more accomplishments that He already has planned for you up the road. You just gotta, you know, keep your head down, keep working, keep your faith, you know, and know that God has greater for you. So just be proud of your own accomplishments.
That's awesome, baby. Let me pull this up real quick. 1 John chapter 2, verse 16 through 17 is something I was reading as well. And this one kind of struck a chord in me. I'm like, man, that is really good. So 1 John chapter 2, verse 16 through 17 says, "For everything in this world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, comes not from the Father, but from the world. The world and its desires passes away, but whoever does the will of God lives forever." Okay, now, the reason why that was so fitting for me, because again, in our generation, we do a lot of comparison. I think social media makes it, I guess, easy to compare.
Yeah.
Because you see so much all the time, like literally.
Stunting.
Oh man, all day long. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. What else they have out there? They got Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat much.
I don't use half of it. So.
But a lot of times it's like people they give you the glimpse of their highlights of their life. Okay, that's what they give you 60
half reality.
Exactly, 60 seconds. Yeah, 60 seconds on Instagram for you to put a video out there. And things like that. But what I'm saying is that anything of the world is going to pass away. Okay, social media is of the world. Okay, so if you're comparing yourself to something that's going to pass away, in the lack of better words, how idiotic is that? Okay, it's not smart to do so. But Unity Ministry says this. He says, "I want to encourage couples to grow together in Christ so they can go forever in life." Okay, if your marriage is built on a foundation, which is Christ, it's going to go forever. Like God said, anything of God's will is going to go forever.
Yes.
All right, so your marriage is of God's will. This is what He wants for you, but you have to work together and build on that, and not compare yourself to so many things in the world. Okay, I hope that helped. I appreciate you, girl. But I hope that helped somebody, right?
Helped me.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. And you the one person I want to help. Ain't that something? Okay, so, all right, so cool. Anything else you want to help?
Nope, okay. I don't.
Quick question, too. When you're looking at a couple, okay, I can't really name drop any couple that I adore a lot. I mean, I love a lot of couples, but I can't just think right off the top of my head. But when you're looking at a couple, ask yourself, ask your heart, okay, is this an inspiration or this lust? Okay, am I inspired by this couple's action that they're taking? Am I inspired by the way they may look or treat one another, or do I actually like this lust and I want it and I'm comparing myself so bad to the point where I want it so bad that I'm going to beat them to it. Now, you got to check your heart on those things, man. So that is real critical. So, again, man, y'all spend some time together, you and your mate. Y'all go through those Bible verses with you at Galatians
6, 4 through 5.
You know, Exodus 17, Old Testament, and the New Testament is 1 John 2, 16 through 17. Y'all take some time to break those things down because in our generation today, social media filters, right, is all over the place. Okay, and I have a couple of nieces and nephews, and they basically grew up. They're growing up in the social media world, right? And that's what they're going to compare marriage to. Okay, that's what they're going to look at. So a lot of times, when we as leaders are people that can see maybe past the present. That's what I want to say. Okay, and we can see past the present, and we can actually encourage them to, hey, that's not the actual marriage you want to copy. Okay, you want to get into the Word, find out what God says about marriages, and actually live it out. So
exactly.
Cool. I got. Go ahead, man.
That's the only thing that you want to compare. You know, what you want to, or you know, that's what you should look forward to. You know, read the book. Read the book of the Bible. Not the book of the Bible. Read the Bible. Okay, and
that'd be cool. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, just read the Bible and you know, see what God, like you said, see what God has for marriage and how He wants you to be as a wife. See how He wants you to be as a husband, and you go off of that. You know, that's what we did.
Yeah, cool.
Instead of trying to compare to what we knew, you know, our parents or our aunts and uncles and so on and so forth.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's great. John Gray, the pastor, I want to say he moved to California recently. He was a pastor at Houston, Lakewood Church. He has a sermon on YouTube. It's so good, but he talks about the wife. That the Bible said when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. And girlfriends, right, single ladies that's watching this right now, gotta understand that you are a wife right now. Okay, so you can't be, like you talk about, you can't walk around in the spirit of girlfriend. I thought that was so powerful, right? You can't walk around in the spirit of girlfriend. You gotta walk in the spirit of wife now.
Exactly.
So don't put all that flashy.
So that husband will find you.
Exactly. Don't put all your skin out on social media, right? Don't put all your problems on social media.
You see, I'm covered up right now. I'm already somebody's wife, and I'm like,
so that is so key, man. So man, I can go forever on this topic.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to two guys. Mr. Haley A. Moses, he had commented something about social media, basically talking about Instagram, that in today's marriages, that is actually hindering because of the simple fact you got so much to compare to.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving us feedback to feed on. And also Mr. Darius Clayton, he's been giving a lot of feedback on every single video we put out. Man, I really appreciate that. He basically said the same thing, that social media could be a curse or a gift for your relationship. So that's why we decided to talk about this. We're actually going to be wrapping it up, but don't forget December 8th. Okay, December 8th, we have a community event here in Lake Charles at the Calcasieu Parish Central Library, I believe, on Clark Street. They have an event tab on our page. Go click it and put that you're going. It's a potluck, so bring your favorite dish.
Yes.
We're going to have music, we're going to have photography, we're going to have door prizes.
Games,
absolutely.
music.
And then we also going to have a lot of information about this ministry, a way that maybe you can partner up with us and things like that too. So man, I would love for you guys to come out on Saturday, December 8th. It's going to be in the holiday spirit. Hopefully it's snowing around that time. That'd be cool.
Yes.
And that's going to be from 2:30 to 4:30. That's the time frame. 2:30 to 4:30, I believe.
It's 2 to 4:30.
Yeah. And also, place below more, because we only have one more left. We have one more week of Marriage Monsters. Place below something that you think that is common in today's relationships.
Yeah, that's hindering relationships.
Yes, that's very, very common issues that we can maybe talk about on the next one. We have a lot of plethoras. Right? I know that's not the right word, but bear with me. We have a lot of comments that people have placed below, letting us know what they think, but maybe you may have something a little bit better that we can talk about next week. Place that below. Also, if you're not following us Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Definitely do that.
Yep. Lowercase I, all caps DMC.
Right there on your screen. Right there on your screen. So definitely check that out. And then also share. Share. We're getting a lot of great...
sharing is caring.
Yeah, it is. So if you care for someone's relationship, share. Copy and paste this.
For us, share.
Copy and paste. That's good, man. They can't tell you no. But copy and paste. Send it to someone's phone, right? Put it on your wall. Share it. Because the more we get this word out, the more we're going to keep relationships together. The divorce rate is incredibly too high, so we need to bring that down. So again, guys, thank y'all for watching. I don't even think we introduced ourselves in the beginning, but if you're fortunate enough to watch it all the way to the end, my name is Darius.
And I'm Monique.
And thank you guys so much for watching, right?
Bye.
Goodbye.